Hello everybody and welcome to Vlogmas Day 16. Today we're going to take a look at Jasmine Elizabeth, a pharmacy hun, former iGenius hun, former Monate hun, former iGenius hun, turned UBC course seller and friends of grifters. That's how I would describe her. I wanted to take a look with you at a video that she uploaded to her second YouTube channel, and I would just call it Inspirational Nonsense. So she has two YouTube channels, one where she vlog style walks her audience through her life, and the other one is for inspirational content, you could say. I call it Inspirational Nonsense, and I wanted to take a look at that video together with you, and we will see what she's up to and how she can inspire other people, because Jasmine does say a lot of words, but in my opinion there's not a lot of substance, and that is something that she has in common with a lot of her friends. So we will get into her inspirational nonsense. That is what is behind the digital adventskalender door number 16.
The woman I was back then wanted blessings she wasn't yet built to carry. So God wasn't saying no. He was saying not yet. When you stop begging God to rush your process, somewhere in that stillness, I started to notice growth, quiet growth, the kind that doesn't post on Instagram. Okay, guys, so I used to pray for some seasons to end, and now I thank God that they did not end, because I definitely needed it in my life.
Faith manipulation has started to really become a topic for her. I didn't recognize that before when she was in Monate and when she was in iGenius, but now that she has a master resale rights course, and I think she has to re-identify and she has to rebrand herself as a different kind of woman, I think that is when faith manipulation popped up. And if you take a look at the opener, the pictures she added there as kind of the intro to this video, I find it so confusing, and I find it so harmful and so vapid and so shallow to speak about God's blessing when you show us just the riches you want to have. You want to drive through Dubai in a convertible, you want to buy expensive stuff, you want to look a certain part, you want to wear fancy outfits, you want to strut through the streets and somebody's following you with a camera. That is what you asked God's blessings for. And I mean, this is a curated video. She could have created any intro she wanted to, standing somewhere in the desert or being in nature on the water or somewhere in the woodlands. I mean, granted, Dubai doesn't have a lot of woodlands, but you could go somewhere and film yourself there to show how inspirational you are and the blessings you've asked for. But they're all based on owning stuff, living a luxurious life. And that's already a great start to this thing.
And honestly, at the time, I couldn't understand why certain doors stay closed, why I felt stuck in the same cycle, praying the same prayer.
I'm being an asshole here, but I think she deserves it. The door was open, so that door wasn't closed. Then show us stock footage of a closed door. Thank you.
Wondering if God even heard me. But now, looking back, I realized those unanswered prayers were never punishment. They were protection. It was preparation.
That was her again in that B-roll footage with her bestie Afnan, and she just showed us luxury stuff again. So God's preparation was for her to have stuff, pricey stuff, be driven around Dubai in a pricey car, owning things. That's the kind of person we're praising online.
And maybe if you are in that season right now, the one that feels like it's never ending, you're not being delayed. You are being developed. I remember one specific season that felt unbearable. It was around the time I thought I had everything figured out. My goals were clear, my plan was set, and then everything fell apart. The business slowed down, people I trusted disappeared. I felt forgotten by the world, and honestly even by God. And every morning I'd wake up and think, how am I still here?
I ask myself the same question. How are you still posting there? Also, once again, she is asking for the world to see her, although she took a moment of silence off of Instagram, and that is when she realized something, whatever it is. She's not giving a lot of specifics here, but the things she's talking about is her thinking she had a plan, her business was going well, and suddenly that didn't happen. People were walking away from her. So asking God for financial things, for success, for a career, all of these things are not very faith-based, okay? It's a very strange, perverted version of faith, in my opinion. And she's also not giving us a lot of specifics here. That is what I really strongly dislike with people like that. Self-help gurus, mindset gurus, MLMers, former MLMers, online courses, classes, sellers. They're not specific. They cannot walk us through specific steps in their lives where things went wrong. They figured out how to overcome that specifically, and they came out better on the other side. And now they're so knowledgeable, they can sell us something so that we're knowledgeable as well. All of this has to remain very vague, in my opinion, and it drives me nuts. I think that most of these people doing this type of content don't actually have anything to say or anything to offer. They're not inspirational. If you were to know specifics about how they run their alleged businesses, how much money do they actually make, how do they treat people in their personal lives, how do they treat people who disagree with them, then we wouldn't be that enchanted with them. And I think she has a very specific audience she is catering to, and maybe even they would recognize that she is not a great idol and not necessarily somebody you might want to follow or pay into because you want to copy what she has achieved in the past. That's why I think a lot of these stories, a lot of these courses, self-help people, and also those posting those inspirational fake podcasts, they need to be fake on purpose, because otherwise we would be able to see through the BS really, really quickly. And they would out themselves as the liars they are, in my opinion, and as the grifters they are, in my opinion.
Why isn't this season moving? I prayed harder, I worked harder, but nothing changed. At least not the way I wanted it to. And that's when I realized I was not being punished. I was being stripped of the version of me that couldn't handle what I was praying for. Listen to that again. Write that down. The woman I was back then wanted blessings she wasn't yet built to carry. So God wasn't saying no. He was saying not yet.
Just because you repeat nonsense doesn't mean that that nonsense is more impressive. And if you write that down, then you have a problem, okay? Then you need to get out of here. This is nothing worth writing down. You're not Shakespeare, okay? You're not Einstein. Relax, okay? Chill, babes.
And there is a kind of stillness that happens when you stop fighting your own timeline, when you stop begging God to rush your process. Somewhere in that stillness, I started to notice growth, quiet growth, the kind that doesn't post on Instagram. I became more patient, more humble, and more aware of what I actually needed, not just what I wanted. And sometimes you think that you are waiting on God, but He's actually waiting on you.
Okay, let me point out the B-roll footage she showed us before. That was yet again her in some skimpy outfit, in some modern hotel room, apartment room, her sitting at a table with 2 designer bags. So you're simply asking for financial stuff, for luxury, to enter your life. And that's the season you didn't have before. Choose your B-roll footage smarter. I guess that's what she's doing, because she's catering to that audience who thinks, when am I finally in that season of receiving all of the luxury goods from Chanel and Hermes and Prada? I'm really waiting for that, and I'm not in that season yet, but it's okay, because Jasmine says that God hasn't defined for me yet to receive an Hermes, a Birkin bag, or a Chanel top flap bag. It's just not my time yet. Do we see through the BS? I think we do. And it is wild to claim that she was quiet, she was silent, she wasn't posting, when that is all she does. She is posting on different outlets, different apps. The latest thing she even uploaded to her YouTube is purely based on vain, vapid, and shallow stuff. My first time on a private jet, said the godly woman who asked for a new season. That's her new season, to be on a private jet? That is what you posted about in her latest video, and everything, once again, just centers about luxury. Showing up in a certain way, preparing herself visually in a certain way, looking a certain way, presenting herself in a surrounding that looks like luxury with friends who are allegedly so successful as well. And that is the woman who stayed away from Instagram and who was just quiet and sitting in herself to enter a new season. Come on, cut the crap.
To learn the lesson, to release the control, to finally trust. And once I surrendered, I started seeing purpose in the pauses. The friendships that fell apart, they made room for aligned ones. The opportunities that didn't work out, they taught me discernment. The prayers that went unanswered, they built my faith. I used to think the waiting season was wasted time, but it was actually the classroom for who I was becoming. And I know we all crave movement. We want to see the progress, the signs, the results. But what if the reason things are not moving is because God's blocking what would have destroyed you? What if that closed door wasn't rejection? It was redirection. Looking back now, I thank God for every delay. I thank Him for the business deal that didn't go through, for the person that ghosted me, for the plan that fell apart. Because if He had given me everything I wanted when I asked for it, I would have lost it when I got it. The delay, man, that delay built the discipline I have today. The silence built the strength that I have today.
I wish she would have strength today as well and just be silent. Imagine her in 20 years. She is now in her 30s, early 30s. I think in one of the vlogs she said she's 32, 33. Think about this time, her sitting in a really badly lit kitchen area, holding a microphone in her hand, speaking nonsense. Imagine what she might think 20 years from now. Oh my gosh, why did I do that? Maybe she's super proud of everything she allegedly achieved, but I always wonder, how do you deal with that kind of stuff 20 years ago? Are you embarrassed that you had those things up? I mean, that stuff lives on the internet forever. Either she remains a grifter forever because she cannot build an actual career, in my opinion, an actual job, sell valuable things, items, services, courses. She's doing the same crap again and again and again, and she is moving in circles and talking to people and looking and acting like people who do the same stuff, that she might never be able to snap out of that. But I sometimes wonder, because if I look back to the things I did 20 years ago, I was about her age 20 years ago. I'm not super proud of everything I did, but I also would never want to erase anything from my life, because I was never a grifter and I was never a shit talker 20 years ago trying to impress people so that they buy into my courses and believe I live a certain lavish lifestyle I didn't live. Do you ever wonder that? What do these people do? And then also the bad performances. Maybe she shouldn't become an actor. Those pauses. I'm just so incredibly grateful because it's a performance, and a bad performance on top of that. I find it cringy, I find it hilarious, and I find it yet again a good example to not believe everything that you see online. She is officially still in pharmacy, but I guess the main income that she does now comes from selling those courses. The UBC courses, those are master resale right courses, where she wants to teach other people how to brand themselves better, how to start a digital career. And I think that is where she makes most of her money. But for whatever reason, she is also always still connected to a network marketing company, whereas other people in her circle are not necessarily. Maybe that is a good pool of impressionable people to prey upon. That is what I believe. And that's why she needs to switch this up. Every once once in a while. It was Monat, it was iGenius, now it is Pharmacy. I wouldn't be surprised if in half a year or in a year she were in some other network marketing company to go through the people there as well, try to impress those as well with her alleged success, because those are, I think, vulnerable and easily impressible people who are looking for financial freedom and success and hope that somebody like this can offer it. Well, but maybe not just in the MLM. If you buy my course, yeah, it's an investment, it's $500, but if you buy it, and you could also resell it, build your social media presence, then you will be set up for success as well. She is one of the people who is still holding on to being in a network marketing company. She is not heavily promoting that anymore. She is promoting this. She is also promoting the Afnan Khalifa lifestyle, also together with Drames. They're somehow connected, selling those courses, but she is still holding up that connection to network marketing. And I think it is because it's a pool of potential customer to sell them on those courses, because those are impressionable people looking for something, hoping that she can offer that.
The heartbreak built the humility I have today. I know now that waiting seasons are not punishment. They are divine construction zones.
Yeah, there is a construction zone there happening. I'm losing my ability to speak. My brain cells are melting as we speak. I do not see an ounce of humility in this person. And this video shows it as well.
Places where your foundation gets reinforced before the elevation comes. So if you're watching this right now and you feel forgotten, I want you to hear this. You're not behind. You're definitely not cursed. And you're not being punished. You are being prepared. God isn't making you wait because he's cruel. He's making you wait because he loves you too much to hand you something that would crush you. And the things that you pray for require a stronger you. And you don't get the strength from easy seasons. You get it from the silent ones, the ones that force you to build faith when you can't see the proof. So don't rush out of your process. Don't pray away your preparation. You need it. Just because it's uncomfortable doesn't mean it's not working. Some seeds only grow in the dark. And sometimes being buried feels the same as being forgotten until you realize you were being planted this whole time. When I look back now, I can see how every delay aligned perfectly with divine timing.
Divine timing to make her rich, to give her a designer bag, give her the ability to be on a private jet, to be in luxurious resorts, to be in nice apartments, to live in Miami and in Dubai. Do we see the kind of faith manipulation? And I find that gross. Any kind of manipulation is something that I find absolutely despicable. But the faith manipulation route she goes is absolutely insane. She is not asking for divine intervention or blessings that are not connected to financial stuff. Make me famous, make me rich. That's what she is asking for. And in my opinion, that is a perverted version of faith. It's disgusting.
If I had gotten the blessing sooner, I wouldn't have had the wisdom to keep it. That version of me, the impatient one, it had to die for me to step into the woman I am now. I'm grounded, peaceful, and grateful for every no that turned out to be grace. So today, I don't rush anymore. I trust, I surrender, I give it to God. Because I've learned that sometimes what breaks you open isn't punishment, is preparation for the life you prayed for. So be still, listen, and become.
Yeah, I would, that's an advice that I would also like to give her. Be still, listen, and move away, become. And that's the end of this shizzle show. Who can honestly, unironically listen to this and feel inspired? I don't get it. And to show the hypocrisy and the idiocracy behind these pitches, I showed you some pictures in the beginning. One of her latest vlogs when I'm filming this video is her first time on a private jet. So that is the blessing she asked for. That is the humility she has and the divine intervention that she speaks about while she sits in a badly lit kitchen. We will, as in the members, take a look at that vlog and at that video tomorrow. So members of the highest tier tomorrow have access to that video. I have uploaded other videos about Afnan Khalifa and her $20-something thousand masterclass that went horribly wrong, according to people who say, I took the class. It was a shit show. It's a scam. Don't fall for this. And then I also showed you a follow-up of her spending $50,000 on a trip to the Bahamas. And this is Jasmine's version of that. Being on a private jet. Who actually paid for that jet? We don't know. They're different sources claiming different things now. So if you're interested in that, the members tomorrow have access to that video. Jasmine's perspective on that trip they took after that masterclass scam. According to people who say I attended those classes, they were not worth the money, and most people now allegedly want their money back. And then they had to continue this tale of, oh, we did such a wonderful job there at that masterclass, and now we need some time off, and we're flying to the Bahamas on a private jet. That is the essential part. And that is also why I do not believe the things she said here, whatever it was. I'm not sure I understood everything because it was a lot of bibbly-bobbly-boo. There was not a lot of substance there, lots of words said in a very slow and expressed manner while looking seriously into a camera, holding a microphone, not a tiny microphone that you should clip to your outfit, but a big one because she didn't have any type of tripod to hold that microphone. And just because you speak like this and you speak a lot of words doesn't mean that you also spread a lot of meaning. Thank you for watching. Please buy my courses. They're only $30,000. We're going to watch that with the members tomorrow. So if you're interested in that, memberships are also always linked down below if that is of interest to you. If not, I'm sure we will speak about Jasmine and Afnan also in the new year. So this was Jasmine and her inspirational nonsense. Absolute nonsense. I need to take a little break now. I need to go outside for a walk. It's cold, crisp air in Berlin today because my brain cells, they need some oxygen after this. If you liked this video, then give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, that way you will not miss out on further uploads. The next one will be tomorrow, Vlogmas Day 17. And if you liked this video, then hopefully I will see you tomorrow, Vlogmas December 17th. Until then, tschüss!